Hello everyone, Lady Rose here with you today from Goddess Garage. I'm doing the pick a pile video for you now, so hopefully you've chosen your pile. So just to give you a reminder of how this works, you pick which pile is kind of calling to you, that resonates with you. Now, this particular pick a pile, I have chakras listed because I have each of the chakra cards, or I've picked out chakra cards, not each of the chakras. There's 7 cards or 7 chakras, and there's only 4 piles. So we're touching on 4 of the 7 chakras. Now this reading is good for July 10th, which is Monday, to July 16th. So it's a week-long reading that will apply for this week. It'll be a theme for this week. So look for my other videos if this isn't the week that you're on, or maybe you're drawn to this one for a reason, and maybe there is a message that you do need to hear. Now, this pick a pile, we're doing, like I said, chakras. So you could pick, maybe purple is calling to you, and this is the crown chakra that I have here. This is indigo, a really dark blue, and this is your third eye. So your third eye is right here between your 2 eyes on your forehead, and it's more your spiritual eye. It's where a lot of your intuition and instincts and things like that come from. And then the other choice you have is the sacral chakra, which is where your sexual organs are. For women, it's very much about the your uterus and whatnot, so that's there. That also, orange may appeal to you if you're feeling creative, because that chakra covers creativity, because of course the creation of life is the ultimate creation altogether. And then the last one we have is our heart chakra, which is the color green, which is also the color of the angel, Archangel Raphael, who is the master healer. Now, the reason I'm mentioning angels is because I'm also using Angel Wisdom. Let's get it right side up. Angel Wisdom Tarot. So this Angel Wisdom Tarot is by Radley Valentine. He used to partner with someone, but now he's doing his own individual thing, which I think is fabulous. He's very well versed in tarot. I really like this tarot deck. I have done a review on it. If you want to know more about this particular tarot deck, you can go to my playlist of reviews of tarot and oracle card decks and that sort of thing and see more about it. So decide which pile you're most drawn to, and then that's the pile that you can listen to. I'm hoping to put timestamps on the video so that you can just go to that one. But if not, just keep, fast forwarding to whichever one is yours of the 4 piles that you picked. The first one we're going to do is the crown chakra pile. So what these cards are sort of a theme of what you're wanting to do for this week. So this particular one, like I said, is your crown chakra, which is your top chakra. It floats right about here. And on it, it says, I choose health, happiness, and peace no matter what. So perhaps you've been going through some struggles. Maybe you've been having turmoil in certain areas of your life. Maybe you're not getting along with someone, whatever it might be. But this card is here to remind you, and this is going to be hard to hear because when we're in the middle of something awful happening, something tragic, something hard to deal with, we often forget that you have the choice. You choose health, happiness, and peace. So peace of mind, peace of spirit is a choice. Sometimes it's a choice to go to a different place where you can sit and be at peace. You can choose happiness. You don't always have to choose the negative, which is what you're doing when you're feeling down, and it doesn't mean you're not going to feel sad and whatnot, but know that you will be choosing happiness, and this too shall pass, right? Whatever, things you don't want to happen are happening. And health. Health is very much a choice, right? Sometimes we get to a point where we're beyond control, like if you've been diagnosed with cancer. Sometimes that's part of your sacred contract, and sometimes that's a lot of little choices that led up to this big thing that's now happening. And maybe, maybe it won't reverse, but maybe you can learn to manage it. And you can choose to learn to manage it. Now, with these other tarot cards, what I've done is I've split the deck into the major arcana and the minor arcana that are in tarot. So I've picked a major arcana for your week, and then I've picked a follow-up minor arcana. Now, they might be on two totally different subjects because throughout a week you might focus on two different things. So let's see what the major arcana for those of you that picked the crown chakra pile. So what you've got is wise counsel. And this is this angel is standing between two pillars. So the wise counsel in this particular deck is the high priestess. And what the high priestess often reminds us to do is to be still. It's in the stillness that the answers come. We have to go, I want the answer, I want to hear it, I want to know if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm going down the right path, if I'm making the right decisions, blah, blah, blah. But we're so busy yelling, am I doing the right thing, that we don't stop and listen. And this card often is saying, stop, be still, and listen. And the message on the card is unity with a spiritually minded community. Ask the divine for help and trust the answers that come. Compare traditional methods with new ideas to see which is best for you. So for me, what really is coming out at me is ask the divine for help. So let's look at that particular phrase. There's the rest of it that also appeals or resonates. So ask the divine for help. I'm sure you've heard me say this a million times, whether you watch my videos, whether you've had me do a one-on-one reading with you, but I will always, always remind people that you always have guides. You always have angels. You always have someone in your corner that wants to help you. They may not be seen in the moment when you feel you need help, but they are there. Now, the condition, especially with angels, is they don't have the same kind of choice we have. As a human being, I can choose to do a bad thing, like steal something from a store, or I can choose to do a good thing by putting, something into a charity box, some money into a charity box. I have those choices, and I can steal the chocolate bar or whatever, and if I don't get caught, it appears to have no consequences, right? I mean, yes, you'll have to answer for it on the other side, but I do have that choice. Angels do not have that same choice. Angels always have to do right, always have to do good. They are divinely guided entities. They always have to do the right thing. So, that being said, if you want your angels' help, they have to be asked, because they cannot break what's called the free will contract, which is where I can choose to steal the candy bar, or I can put a couple of bucks in a charity box that's on the counter, or whatever, or tip the gas guy, or whatever kind of thing. So they cannot interfere until we ask for help. So they're always there, and they're always begging us to ask. We are just dumb creatures that feel like we're so alone in our tragedy and in our sadness and in our darkness that we forget to ask the angels for help. And they will come running. And each and every one of us has at least one angel, a guardian angel, and definitely wants to help you with all your struggles, with all your dark moments. All you have to do is ask. I need some help in this darkness. Simple as that, and boom, they are there. The other thing that really struck me after talking about what is wise counsel or the high priestess is trust the answers that come and that they will come. So sometimes we sit in prayer or meditation, it's all sort of the same energy, and we maybe journal a little bit or whatever it might be that gets us into that space of being still and getting those answers. So sometimes we feel like, well, I've been still for 30 seconds. How come I don't have any answers yet? Because they don't always come right away. You have to have that faith and trust and hope that it will come. And it will come when it needs to come. It will come when you're ready for it, when it's the best moment for you. So trust, first of all, that it will come, and trust, secondly, that it is the right answer. Now, it doesn't mean you can't challenge it. You absolutely can. In fact, the angels encourage that. And oftentimes when you see signs and you feel that must be a sign, if you want to confirm the sign, see it 3 more times and say that to your angels. I need, that number over there on that sign, number 6, because it's my number or whatever. I see it. I feel it's a sign. Give me 2 more 6s. And then I know it's a true guide or message or whatever. They'll give you 2 more 6s, not to worry. They will do it, especially if it is a true sign. So don't be afraid to challenge it. Those that are in your corner, welcome the challenge. Now, it doesn't mean you have to challenge them on absolutely everything, but if you want to challenge, ask for 2 more, ask for 3 of the same thing, whatever it might be. And trust when you get a message like, Rhonda, you should be doing this. It's like, okay, I got to trust that that's what I should be doing, even though it might scare me, even though I might want to avoid it. I know that this is something I need to do. Now, so that's for your weekly wise counsel. Be still. Be still. You choose health, happiness, and peace. Okay, and then your minor arcana is actually a queen, so she's not so minor. Queens are very powerful. So generous, practical, gracious, materialistic, she's the queen of money, so that's why that's about that. Not materialistic in a negative way. The ability to make anything beautiful. So know that this week you have the ability to make anything beautiful, whether it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye in the physical realm. Maybe it's the time to reorganize your living room or redecorate your bedroom or whatever it might be. Or beautiful words, creating a safe environment for people, giving someone a spirit boost as far as like, wow, you look so great today, or I love the way your hair is, or whatever it might be. Your words are also beautiful. Your energy is beautiful. You have that ability to make everything beautiful around you. You have yourself to make beautiful, and you can help other people feel beautiful this week. That's your superpower. A love of family and home. So it's a suggestion to really partake in family and home. Don't avoid if there's something that needs to be talked about, but come from a place of strength and of love. Remind yourself and them when you're speaking to family, if you're getting frustrated or if there's been an argument or a fight, that I say this with love. Or I say this from a place of love. It does say be practical about how you proceed. A love of art and beauty, so more beauty and love, and a sensible approach. So now's not the week to be frivolous. Perhaps it's not the time to start a new adventure. Perhaps it's time to nest and make your home and your haven the beautiful place. That's where the energy needs to be. That's where the sort of projects can be started or finished, whatever they may be. And then also being still and choosing happiness, health, and peace. Okay? So that's for people that chose the crown chakra. Now, for those of you that chose the third eye, we've got the third eye is your intuitive point in you. Some say it's the seat where your soul sits. And the message here is, I inhale the light of wisdom, truth, and divinity. So you might find you're having a very spiritual week this week. Your major arcana out of the Angel Wisdom Tarot is the Empress. So we've moved from the High Priestess to the Empress, and she's beautiful. She's always shown with lots of abundance around her. So you'll probably find that this week is about abundance. She's literally holding a unicorn. So you've got some magic in your life this week. She's got her shield and her horn, and I mean blowing horn, not horns. And and there's bunnies back there. Bunnies often are a sign of abundance because we all know what bunnies do. They always have a lot of bunnies. So it says as your message this week, time to take action. So whatever you've been sort of avoiding, whatever maybe you've been hemming and hawing about, should I, shouldn't I don't know. Yes, you should. You should move forward. If there's some action that needs to be taken, this is the week to do it. Otherwise, the opportunity gets missed. Give birth to your dreams. So take that step forward, whatever it might be, into whatever your dream is. So your dream could be where you live. A dream could be a new career, and don't think it's not possible. Doesn't mean you quit your day job. It just means you start making realistic approaches into reality for your dream job. And often, people are always asking me, how do I know what I want to be or what I want to do? And I say that the way you kind of ask yourself this, and this is what I did for where I am today, is ask yourself, if you had the education you needed, whatever it might be, or the pieces of certified paper that you needed, if money was no question, right? You had the money to do it. You had the money. It was the right paycheck. You got $1 million a week from this job. What would you do? And when you think about that, like with no limitations, what would you do? What would you want to get up every morning and after your coffee? Where would you want to go to do this job? Creative projects will be very successful. You'll have abundance and prosperity this week. So definitely anything that's creative. Now, people often go to creative, like as far as art and things like that. But there's a lot of forms of art, right? So it's not just paints on canvas and crayons on paper. It can be creative crafts like knitting or sewing or crochet, or I do junk journaling. So maybe there's some artistic creativeness in that way for you. That's my palette, so to speak. My canvas is paper. I also was a makeup artist. The word artist is right there. So maybe that's something that you've always wanted to try or that you're looking at doing, kind of thing. And of course, the ultimate act of creativity is to procreate with someone and create a baby, a new life. So if you have been wanting to bring a child into your life, into your world, into your relationship, this is probably a good week to do that, because it seems to say the energies are in your favor for success at that. Success at any creativity. Creativity could also be music, writing music, learning music. Learning a new language is often a form of creativity. Writing down, get that book out of you, or at least get it started, that sort of thing. And then for your minor arcana, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, I believe. Yes, Knight of Pentacles, money. The Empress is all about, well, she's not about money, but she's about abundance. And then money is moving forward some way in your life, because Knights are usually about moving forward. And oftentimes it's about connecting your spiritual side to that money side. That can be a very big, sometimes difficult, complicated connection, because there is so much emotion wrapped up in money. Money is an energy as well. So when we start viewing money as an energy, our take on money changes. Because a lot of people often, like when they feel they're doing spiritual stuff, oh, I don't want money in there because, money is the root of all evil. We've been conditioned that money is, cold hard cash. It's mean. It's detached. You got to work hard and earn your money. It's like, no, there's lots of money out there, and do what you love to do. Do your passion, and money will come. So it says loyal, dedicated, protective, apprehensive. So you might be feeling a little apprehensive because, again, connecting spirituality, which you're obviously kind of into this week, and that money energy can be a little, this feels weird at first kind of sensation. But it says plan carefully before taking action, and then get going. And the Empress was, her first one was take time, or it's time to take action. So these cards are both about action. You have to move in some way. The Knight is saying move, definitely. And it's got to be done this week, but you got to plan right now to do it. And you've got to kind of make your plan. Pay attention to the details. So dot your I's, cross your T's. Don't make impulsive action moves. Make planned and deliberate moves of action. Wait for the perfect timing. It's coming this week. Keep your eyes open. A guardian angel or someone who watches over you will be with you. Okay, so they will be with you. So it's time to take action. Make those plans. Cross the I's, dot the T's, sign the dotted line, and move forward. But pay attention to those details. And you do have an angel or a loved one in your corner right now. Because this card is your third eye, might also be a great time to get a reading from a medium, either myself or whoever your favorite medium is, and connect, because there's some kind of connection that maybe needs to be made this week. Okay, so that's for the people that picked the third eye or the dark blue card. Now, for those of you that picked the sacral chakra, which is orange, also too, for any of the colors that you picked, those are good colors to bring into your life this week as well. So orange, for you people that picked the sacral chakra, orange is a great color to bring in. Also a great week to eat more oranges. Perhaps you need more vitamin C in your diet for some reason. Squash, like butternut squash, good things to eat. So bring orange or the blue for those of you that picked the third eye, or the purple for those of you that picked the crown chakra. Bring those colors into your life. You wear them. Bring out pillows and blankets in that color. Just surround yourself with crystals in that color, food that is in that color. Nourish yourself with that food. And it says, I feel my creativity streaming through my body, mind, and soul. So you have a lot of creativity happening for you as well. And your major arcana card that you got from the Angel Wisdom Tarot is Awakening. So in traditional tarot, this would be the Hanging Man. So awakening is about changing your perspective, changing and shifting the way you look at something. Something needs to change, and it is changing. This is a good week to make that change, because what that does is it opens you up and it allows that creativity to come in huge amounts. So a temporary pause for reflection. That's the early part of the week, today and tomorrow kind of thing. And insight. So meditation is a very good thing for this whole week. I'm one to say, do it when you feel inspired to do it. It doesn't have to be a daily thing necessarily. Don't make it a chore. Make it a ritual. If it becomes a daily ritual, that's amazing. But if it doesn't, that's okay too. But this week I'm saying, make it a daily ritual. You will thank yourself at the end of the week for those moments of meditation. And in fact, meditation is just a short little thing. There have been studies done where it shows that we're actually better if we meditate for 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes at a time. Okay, and meditation is not guided visualization. So if you go on YouTube and they're guiding you through something, that's guided visualization. That's a very great thing. It's not meditation. Meditation is very much like what I spoke about at the beginning, the first pile. A lot of you piles are all sort of on the same thing. There must be the same kind of energy, but it's what I spoke about being still, stilling your mind and letting the answers happen. The easiest way to tame down those, oh, but I always get thoughts coming in. Thoughts will come in. The easiest way to control that is to count your breathing. That what that does is it helps to slow your monkey mind down, so it's not going, well, you got the laundry to do, and have you gassed up the car, and aren't you worried about this, and aren't you worried about that? And because a lot of times when he brings in those scary thoughts, or you gotta, or you shoulda, or whatever thoughts, we tend to grab onto those and we go, I need to remember this for after meditation, I gotta hang on to this, and then that blows your whole meditation. But it's when you're breathing out and you stop for a couple seconds, that's where meditation is, right there in those couple seconds. That's where the thought that is a message pops into your mind all of a sudden. Not from your monkey mind, which is from a place of fear, but from your subconscious mind. Maybe you remember a bit of a dream. Maybe you remember some sentence comes into your mind. A lyric pops into your mind. That sort of thing. All have meaning in that little section there. And in being still, that is meditation. A full breath in and a full exhale out is a meditation. So you don't need extra songs or anything like that. Learn to do it in everyday life without the songs or the guiding or whatever, and learn to know, I'm hearing the ambulance, or I'm hearing the guy that's revving his motorcycle or whatever, and that will, it's now background noise, and I'm focused on my breathing, I'm focused on receiving, and I'm open to receiving the messages. So it says a temporary pause for reflection and insight, an awakening where you can see things in a whole new light. So that's a change in attitude, that's a shifting of your perspective. Walking a mile in another person's shoes is another way of putting it. Embrace your own uniqueness, and charitable actions will be very beneficial for you. Whether it's on a spiritual level, or whether it's, helps you change your attitude. If you're, giving of your time or money, it could be the charity box that's on the counter when you would normally say no. It could be the guy on the street that's panhandling, and give him energy, give him love, give him money. And I always say money is the better one to give, because although money is often said, oh, it's the root of evil, and people tend to say, well, he'll just buy drugs or alcohol with it. So what if he does? That's his choice. You have given him freedom of choice. By giving him a sandwich or coffee or whatever it might be, you're placing judgment on him, and you are taking away the freedom of choice. And even angels can't do that. And you will be asked on the other side, why did you give them the coffee instead of the money? Because you don't want to take that choice away from them. Yes, they might go out and buy drugs, but yes, they might buy themselves a warm bowl of soup. You can only hope. That increases the hope. That increases your ability to give love freely and send it to them, because now you don't have any strings tangled up in that giving. By giving the money truly, deeply, and madly, it's your decision. Here's a couple of bucks, or here's a couple of coins, or whatever it might be. Try not to place judgment on that fellow human being, because but for the grace of God, there go you, right? And would you want that taken away? Would you want that judgment placed on you? Because sometimes people are in the street simply because they've had, a couple of shit sandwiches dealt to them in life. And, they're there purely by, life circumstances that happen that weren't so lucky. Some people get lucky, some people don't. So keep that in mind. Charitable acts will help you in creating more of that meditative energy to be able to create that creative energy that will really come in strong for you. And you also got a knight as well. So this is interesting. And you're riding a unicorn of all things. So you are decisive, focused, driven. Those are the good energies that are around you this week. If you're using the energy this week negatively, you're going to feel defensive. So if you're feeling defensive, know that you are choosing to use the energy around you in a negative way, and instead go to a place of strength and be decisive and focused and driven, all those good motivating kind of energies. And for you, events that move with great speed. So there's going to be some fast things come in really quick. Choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional. So in other words, respond, don't react. So things are going to come in really quickly, and for whatever reason, you're going to feel the need to respond or react actually quickly, and you may do that. But if you are in the right energy and you're using it correctly, you will step back for a minute and you'll be like, okay, I need to respond to this as opposed to react. Now, it doesn't mean if you've reacted, all hell's broken loose and I've done wrong. If you've reacted to it and you've just done the knee jerk, oh my God, this is how I react to this because it's a trigger. Now, a trigger often comes up when they're testing us. Okay, so triggers are tests. Triggers are not moments of weakness. Triggers can be tests to show you how strong you've become. So embrace that. Maybe you do knee jerk at first, that reaction to that trigger or to that fast thing coming in. But at any point, you can always stop, take a step back, assess the situation, figure out, take a breath, figure out what you want to respond with, not react with. Put yourself in that place of strength where you're decisive, focused, and driven, as opposed to defensive and reacting. You're now responding and you're focused, and you come in with a brilliant response, as long as you're able to stop and take a step back. Even if you've reacted, you can always stop the reaction at any point, take a step back, and then respond. Sudden or unexpected changes are going to happen. Try to go with the flow and review your options carefully. So there might be some options that come up. You can always consult the cards. I do that all the time with people where we look at options. So you could always get a tarot reading if you wanted to look at, A, B, C, whatever it might be. Or you can sit with it and meditate with it. Sometimes even after the meditation, you still want confirmation, which can be done with the cards, or look for the signs, whatever it might be. Whatever works for you, do that. Now, we're moving into the heart people, those that chose the heart card or the heart chakra. Green is the healing color of Archangel Raphael, who is very much dedicated to the heart chakra. And your message from your heart chakra is, all past hurt I release into the hands of love. And I was just talking to a client about this because I often talk about things that people want to release from their lives in tarot readings and whatnot. And I often say, well, let's see what the cards are going to say, because it's all well and good to want to release something. Beautiful. If it's toxic, yeah, absolutely, let's release it. But is the timing right for it? And that's where the cards can kind of guide you a little bit. Because when we try to release something, and we know in theory we want to release it, but it's feeling like, oh my God, I gotta take this girdle off of me, and it's like sticking, and you're forcing and pushing and all that kind of stuff. That often means that you're not quite ready to release it. You might release part of it, but you're not quite ready to totally let it go. So sometimes the cards, and most of the time the cards, can tell me when that energy is right for you, or if you're in that energy. And if I get confirmation of, Yeah, this is a release card in tarot. Go ahead. Because when you're in the right energy and you've done all the work to release something, it sort of just slides off and it's gone, right? Now, sometimes it takes layers of sliding off. And sometimes the forcing and the pushing is we're trying to push 10 layers off. So maybe it's like, okay, it's a great time to release this thing, knowing you're only going to release one layer of it. You're going to come back around to it again. That's when the trigger shows up. You're not going to be triggered as deeply, but at that point, you'll also see that you've taken one layer off. And then we work on the next layer. And now's the time to release, right? So let's see. First of all, they're saying this is a release energy for you this week. This is the time to take off a layer or take a piece off. Maybe it's the last layer, maybe it's the first layer, who knows? But this is a good time for you to release something from your life, whatever it might be. It can be a spiritual thing, it can be a trauma thing, it can be emotional, it can be, I want to release a few pounds from my body kind of thing. And it's better to say release rather than lose, because then your mind is like, I lost 2 pounds. I need to find them. So instead, you want to release 2 pounds. Or it could be, I need to release some clothes from my closet because I just got way too many clothes. So it can be at any level. It can start at any level. If you feel like you want to test it, go into your closet, see if there's something you want to release. And then okay, I'm having a hard time releasing. Maybe this isn't the week for releasing. But the cards can also tell you. Now you have the Sun card as your major arcana card. So this is amazing. I love this card. This is a victory card. It's the sun, of course, right? And it's sort of the conquering thing. Everyone loves a sunny day. You've got the hour timer here saying this is the time. You've got sunflowers here, which is a balancing of masculine and feminine energies coming together. Everything's coming together. You've got a person with a sun flag, the opposite of the flag of death that the death often carries, riding a unicorn, right? Magical beast. Magic and fire and passion and victory are in your week this week. And it says a time of great joy and success, brilliant epiphanies. So you're going to get those aha moments. And often in those aha moments is when we get I can just let this go and it's no problem. And that lead to magical opportunities. So you have a lot of magical opportunities being presented to you this week. So look for them. Plans that work out perfectly. And gratitude to the divine. So this is a great, great week to be grateful. And the best place to be grateful is when you release. Because oftentimes when we're releasing, we're forgiving, right? And forgiving is for us so that we don't have to live with that energy anymore. We're releasing it, we're forgiving it. Be grateful as well. Be grateful to the person that wronged you because they are part of who you are today, why you've made the decisions you've made today, and what strength and courage and lessons that you've learned because of that situation, that person, whatever it might be. Be grateful. The ones that hurt us, the ones that cause us anxiety can be some of our best teachers in life. And at the very least, they help us to bank up karma because maybe we've agreed to take on this agitator in our lives that causes hurt or heartache or pain in some way. And we've agreed to do this, whether it's we're making amends for things we've done in past lives, or whether we've helped someone we love by taking on their karma debt. Everybody has karma debt. None of us are perfect. Some of us have bigger karma debt than others, obviously, but sometimes we take on karma debt of our loved ones when we re-enter this life, and we're paying their credit or their karma credit for them, to create credit for them because we love them so much. So keep that in mind, right? Sometimes it's not always your karma you're paying off. Sometimes it's someone else's that you love, that you've said before coming here, yeah, I'll take $100 of that karma and make sure it's in my life so I can pay it off for them, or whatever it might be, right? And then you've got, as your a minor arcana, you've got 6, which is all about harmony, which is the sun as well. But it's also called the nostalgia card, because it's children or childhood, revisiting old dreams or plans, embracing your inner child. And that's very much about this. Return of people or romances from your past, perhaps. Romancing how things used to be. So sometimes the downside of this particular card is you're making things look better than they were. The fish was this big that I caught when it was really that big. Blowing things as you remember them, right? This includes our trauma. Sometimes we make it worse in our own heads. But it doesn't diminish what you're feeling. What you're feeling is true. And what this card is bringing is embracing your inner child, speaking to your inner child, telling him or her, the little version of you, that it's okay. Because anything that you've gone through that's heartbreaking, that's painful, that's hurtful, that is anxiety bearing, that is trauma from especially from your childhood, but at any point in your life, it's your inner child that carries all of that load. So by telling him or her that everything's going to be okay, that I've got you, I acknowledge you, I hear you, I see you, I love you, then when you do that, you're able to heal a lot faster, because then he or she is able to open up to you, and he or she is your connection to the divine. It's so much faster to connect to the divine through your inner child. So remember to speak to him or her, and I literally mean that. Like, look in the mirror, look in your own eyes, and speak to the little version of yourself, and tell her or him that I want to release this because it doesn't serve us anymore, and I'm here now to love you and to hold you and hug you. And you can ask for messages from your inner child too. What should I do? What needs to come into my life? They'll tell you. I do this a lot in sessions. These are more happiness or soul healing sessions where I do a meditation, and we do some talking, and then we talk to your inner child, and we see what messages they want to bring you, or feelings that they want you to validate, that sort of thing. So if you need assistance with that, that's what I'm here for. I do it online, so you'll see me just like this, or I do it in person. I'm located in Canada, in Kingston, Ontario. If you happen to be in my neck of the woods, you're more than welcome to message me, and I would love to see you. I would love to see you virtually too. I find it a great honor to connect with souls and help them and walk with them on certain parts of their path in their life. So please reach out if you are feeling so inclined. All right, you can find me on Facebook at Goddess Garage Tarot Parlor. On Instagram, I'm Lady Rose Tarot. I would be honored if you would be one of my subscribers. If you like this video, please like it. It does help my videos. It does help get my videos out there to other souls that maybe need to hear these messages. Ring the little fairy bell, as I call it, and then you'll be notified when new videos come up. Maybe not every one of them is for you, but maybe some of them are. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this and to being here. Take care. Have a great week. Bye.